Sean O'Malley taking on Merab. So it's almost kind of like a mental warfare where Tim Welch is basically talking to Merab, trying to, get in his head. His grappling is so good. Like, his wrestling is just so damn good. Like, the amount of technique and the footwork that's going on here is just through the roof. I told him, I was like, I think the only thing is that there's no shots and there's no clinch game where you have to force this fight with Merab. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. That hurt. That hurt. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sean hit me with it. It fucking hurt. What's going on, boys? Welcome back to the channel. We have another breakdown for you. Sean O'Malley taking on Merab. Now, these guys have fought before in the past. They're getting ready to fight again for Merab's belt. Merab has been on an absolute tear. He's probably one of the best bantamweights in the world. He is the best bantamweight in the world. Probably one of the greatest, because the lineup that he's been able to beat time and time again is just absolutely insane. Jose Aldo, I mean, Sean, the list just goes on. So I spent some time with Sean. We trained for like maybe 3 hours in Arizona. He looked strong. He looked big. A lot more muscle on his body. So we're gonna break this down and see what Sean did right and wrong and what Merab did right and wrong. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and also hit the bell to know when we go live. Let's get to it. Just right here. Pop. And we won't watch the complete fight because the fight's like 30 minutes. We'll jump from round to round. But obviously there is a size difference in height wise, so the reach advantage goes to Sean O'Malley, which he tends to like to knock people out when he fights. He doesn't really shoot double legs or anything like that. He's typically focusing on knocking people out when they're trying to cross the void, or he's forcing them across the void so you can knock them out. All right, here we go. Already, Sean runs across the void, trying to get all on Merab, which is smart, trying to force a fight. Merab's pretty good about moving back and forth, in and out. Now, you guys probably wondering, like, what's going on here? Why is Merab, pointing at Tim? Tim basically said, hey, Merab, you got to be patient. If you go back and watch Aljo versus Sean, Tim was like, Aljo, you got to go. And then Aljo went, got knocked out. So it's almost kind of like a mental warfare where Tim Welch is basically talking to Merab, trying to, get in his head. You're not supposed to do that. You're only supposed to coach your athlete. And that's why Merab was like, I'm not going to have that, because you're trying to stay focused on the task. And you have somebody yelling at you. Sometimes you can't differentiate if it's your corner or it's their corner. So that's what Merab's doing right now. What's going on, guys? This video is sponsored by Prize Picks. Now, Prize Picks is a daily fantasy sports game we play directly from your phone or their computer. All you gotta do is go to your app store, download Prize Picks, and when you do that, make sure you use my promo code MIGHTY. Cool promotion going on right now for new users. Play $5 and you get $50 instantly. Real money sports action made easy from your phone or your computer. UFC 316 is right around the corner. We have Merab taking on Sean O'Malley for the bantamweight title, and you also have the NBA finals going on as well. So make sure you guys get in the game, make your picks at the right place, which is Prize Picks, and makes the game or the fight more interesting. Shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to the breakdown of Merab versus Sean O'Malley 1. O'Malley's going Southpaw Orthodox. And this is the thing I said before. I think when this fight happens, and lately I've been doing breakdowns, you have this void. This is where Sean's good. He throws that teep. He has the body shot. Sean's pretty good about going, fake and up. He's good about, going Southpaw Orthodox, throwing high kicks. But his strongest thing is that fucking push kick. I felt it. But he never goes underneath his opponent. So Merab really doesn't have to worry about the takedown. So that's one game that Merab does not have to worry about. So you just X that out. All Merab has to worry about is basically here and here. So it's one part of the game that Merab doesn't have to worry about, where O'Malley has to worry about the striking from there. And he also has to worry about this part, they're grappling. So Merab has this, this, and this. So he has one advantage over Sean on attacks, but this is pretty much where the fight's going to take place, where Merab is, you know, pushing forward, trying to get it. Sometimes Sean's pushing forward, but right now you have Merab pushing forward. So just keep that in mind. When you have, you know, head, body, no takedowns, head, body, and takedowns, you know, this one has a little more an advantage of where the fight, he could take the fight, essentially. Whoos. Merab's very good about showboating too. I see Mali has to, he has to keep on moving, going angles, where he has to find that shot, where Merab just has to get his hands on him. And that's what makes this fight so interesting and could be frustrating for Sean, because he has to, you know, like I said, you want to, obviously, you know, he had hip injury. He couldn't really do much grappling. This time he's been able to grapple. So I'm interested to see how he does. Like, will he still, I think he's still going to use this type of movement to run around. But I like to see him come forward and initiate the clinch, initiate the wrestling, and just see what happens. Because if he cannot stop the machine will just continue to run over everybody. And Merab, let's talk about what Merab's doing very well. Merab's doing a good job staying on him, elevation change, moving, right, and forcing in the feint. O'Malley can't decide when he's coming in. Like this herky-jerky movement is not a constant rhythm. It's moving. He does take a shot, which Merab can take a shot, but he's not overreacting coming outside of his guard when he gets hit. Like all this herky-jerky movement, in and out. It's constant. Just think about it, a B, right? Like let's talk about like the movement. Let me get a better picture of them right here. So you have Merab, who's doing an amazing job with the in, out, boom, boom, head movement, looking down. And then when O'Malley goes wide, he'll throw the high kick. But he's constantly pressing forward against O'Malley. But we know Merab has an endless gas tank, and we know he can threaten with that takedown, and he usually gets that takedown. The word on the street is this man is strong as a fucking ox. So, but Merab's doing a good job with just the feints, the up and down movement. It's just all over the place, where Sean is constantly thinking of like, hey, is he coming in? I got to time it right. He's always constantly thinking of where he's going, and then he's always on the back foot. But Merab's doing an amazing job, and we can expect the same type of movement in cardio from Merab when he fights again. They're doing up and down. All right, he's getting closer. O'Malley started to go lateral. He's getting his back off the cage. See? And each time he goes in, he's getting out. So if O'Malley were to do like what Ilya said, is a lot of guys just do 2 or 3 punches. If you put like 3 punches and then follow forward and force that clinch, then I think he'll start landing those shots. Because if you go back right here, because Merab's doing a good job of controlling that void and getting out, right? So right here, he throws that 1-1-2. Right? So those don't even land. So we go 1, doesn't land. 1 doesn't land. 2 misses, right? Now look where Merab is. He's going backwards. He's going backwards. And O'Malley threw a killer shot, and he misses. But if he was to step through, go high kick, push forward, and instead to move off angle, he'll probably be in a better position. But it's a 3-punch combination where we know in mixed martial arts, it's very hard to get a 5-piece chicken meal. Like, you got to put more combinations together because everybody moves when you start attacking them. All right, and then Sean backs up. Nice. And then nice. Look at O'Malley's eyes. Nice 1-2. Okay, here's a shot. Okay, gets it. Whew. His grappling is so good. Like, his wrestling is just so damn good. Okay, he's starting to attack that hand to help O'Malley get up. Nice hitting O'Malley. Hands are locked. And I love how people say, oh, these knees to the thigh on the ground, they don't hurt. I did it to a gentleman at the gym. He says that shit hurts. It's like, it's a free body kick. It's a free leg kick each time. Like, remember, it's a 5-round fight. So him kneeing him in the thigh like that pays dividends as the fight goes on. Right? And then you look at who's landing more shots in the first round. Merab has landed more shots in the first round already just from this takedown. Backs up, makes the void again. Now Sean has to do it all over again, and so does Merab. But Merab has a minus because he knows when he gets back down, that's Sean's best weapon, I think. He slipped, and now he's all over him. Takedown, gets him again. Hips in. Okay. He tried to come up with a X-guard lift. Merab jumps for a guillotine. And like I said, this what makes Merab so damn tough is that he won't stop. like I told Henry Sudo, I said, I think Merab's a tougher fight than Aljo because Merab just doesn't stop. But now after grappling with Aljo, they're both tough fights because they're so good at grappling. And striking too. O'Malley's getting back up. Nice show, but he goes, hey, I hit you there. Now it starts all over again. And this movement from Merab right here, backing up, angle. He misses again with the kick. Now it's Merab's turn to go get him. And Merab's very good about the showboating and getting your head and doing stuff. It's mental warfare. All right, here we go, round 2. Okay, look at the movement. And when the movement's like that, it's hard to get a beat on somebody. It's here. He's going backwards. He's going forward. The hands are movement, right? Like, how do you find that beat that keeps on buzzing around? He's looking down. Now Sean's waiting. Waiting from across the voice so you can land that shot. They're both fainting. Nice body shot from Sean. Nice shot saying ready to be back to fire to see if he's going to come forward, but he didn't. Southpaw. Like, there's a lot of things that happen in this fight that people don't realize is like what's going on. It's like, it's a feint. Now he's orthodox. Now he goes 2 to the body. 2 good shots to the body. Okay, now Merab's going forward. Hands are up. He's ready to cross. He's trying to cross. Sean's doing a good job of angling. Southpaw. Orthodox. Another 2 to the body. All right, southpaw. Nice going angles. Like, the amount of technique in the footwork that's going on here is just through the roof from O'Malley and Merab. Like, O'Malley's going here, then he'll go this way, and then when he comes back this way, he'll go southpaw, and then he'll go back to orthodox, and he'll go 2 to the body, and then he'll circle away from Merab's power. I mean, he's all over the place, along with looking down at the feet, to feint, and I mean, just all over the place. And that's why Merab is just staying in his head, because he's moving like a bee now too. So one moves like a bee, the other one stops and looks. When the other one moves like a bee, the other one stops and looks and tries to counter. Let's continue. Yep, there's an angle. Southpaw, back to orthodox. Southpaw, lateral. Southpaw, orthodox. Neutral. Yep. That's 3 shots to the body this round. He landed both of those. Oh, and there's takedown. So when he commits, that's the hardest thing, is that Merab is right there to take him down. Okay, let's see. He's getting some frames up. Okay. Nice holding him. So he just got 2 body shots. There's 3 body shots. There's 4. Okay. He's got a body triangle. When you do a body triangle from your guard, you're pretty much locking the opponent down. So you can't do anything. There's no submission you can do from a body triangle. Okay. He's trying to open his guard. Merab's doing a good job of crushing the guard. Getting his hips off the ground. Okay, he's going for Plata. He just pushes up. Like I said, this is where Merab thrives. This is where the machine starts to take off. And the person on the bottom, whoever it is, whether it's Aldo, Sean, he's just grinding him away, hitting those body shots. Throwing those knees to the thigh. Okay. Sean going for a triangle. Armbar attempt. Beautiful. Whoa, whoa.
Inside the glove. Do not do that. Come on.
Okay, he grabbed inside the glove.
Glove.
Hey, babe, you ain't cheating. You ain't trying. Herb Dean was probably one of his best. Oh, yeah, he is right there. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Herb Dean. He did a good job reffing this fight. Very good job. Okay, nice first turn. Now I like how Merab's doing this. This is a high school wrestling move. He's doing it basically half Nelson, and this is keeping Sean from turtling this way. So he's pushing that half Nelson in and keeping that arm through here. And then Sean does have a knee shield here, but he's doing the half Nelson, which is keeping Sean from turtling. So good job for Merab. And then also Sean can't shrimp this way because Merab has this. Like I said, this is where the machine thrives. If Sean can't deal with this part for the fight, he will lose the fight, I believe. This is where you have, if you cannot develop a grappling style to attack Merab's legs and go underneath him and frame to go underneath him, I think he's just going to maul you on top. Let's continue. Okay, now he's beating it back up, hitting at the liver. Okay, now he goes back. He gets out, passing guard. See, in jiu-jitsu, it's you keep somebody at that part, but in MMA, you can just get beat up the whole entire time right here. So like, people who are flexible in jiu-jitsu, you put them in mixed martial arts and you can just pound them. You can just pound right here because it's hard to pass somebody's guard. But when you punch him in the face, it makes it so much easier, right? And he turtles. Then he's heavy. Then he gets the hooks in. He's attacking that post. Taking that arm out, taking that post. He's got his hands on his hips. Nice, just beating up Sean. And this is where Merab thrives. He's just fucking smiling. Fucking Merab. Knee to the body. Knee to the legs. All over the place. Another lead. And what I said before, guys, those knees is a free leg kick. Okay, he's turning. Leg, knee. 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 Okay, now he's trying to go underneath. Trying to go for a submission. Rounds that over. Sean gets up, try to hit him. Fucking Herb. This is probably Herb's most stressful fucking fight he's ever repped. He's yelling at Tim. He's yelling at Sean for grabbing inside the glove. He's yelling at fucking Merab for kissing Sean's back. Merab gets hit behind the head, like right here. Herb tells him that's your fault. I think Herb D needs an award for this reffing this fight. All right, round 3. Okay, once again, same thing. No tactics have really changed on Sean's part. There's no reason for the tactic to change on Merab's part because he's getting the better of the exchanges. when they do crash, but that what makes Merab so hard to deal with, because he's pretty decent on the feet, meaning that he understands the void. He's in and out. He's feinting. He's X blocking. He's elevation change. He's not the cleanest, like pop, 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 but he's very effective on the feet. Where Sean, you know, when I worked with him, I told him, I was like, I think the only thing is that there's no shots and there's no clinch game where you have to force this fight with Merab. That's the one thing that I feel his game is missing. Where for me, if I would say what's missing from my game is I'm not long like Sean, and all the time when I fight people, I'm on the short end, so I can't play that that long range game like Sean, because I never fight anybody who's smaller than me. So I developed the style of just getting to people and putting a clinch game on them, putting pressure on them, and then when they do try to run it, or when they do make a mistake, then I have the range and the distance and the understanding of the void where I can knock him out. Hence when I knocked out Adriano. When I fought him the third time, he was on his P's and Q's. He was ready to counter me, and I tried to play that long game. I got rocked a little bit, and I was like, I can't play that game. He's way longer. So that's the only thing I feel like Sean is missing, is just him forcing the shot and then him clinching. Is the fight gonna be a lot harder if he does that? 1000%. But it gives the machine, it doesn't give his opponents the opportunity to actually try to take him down. It just adds an element to his game. All right, let's continue. There's that right hand to the body again. That's probably Sean's most successful shot so far in this fight. Sean's trying to figure out where he's gonna go. He's southpaw now. That's like I said, that's Sean's best weapon against Merab, is that push kick, because it keeps Merab at bay, and then it hurts. Look at the eyes of Merab. Oh, he's going lateral. Misses. Gets him. And like when Merab gets you, he just bull rushes you, man. And there's no really type of thing you could. Oh, he's going for a Darce now. And see, if this is one championship, he can just start kneeing the face right there if he wanted to, if it was one championship. Boom. And there's those knees to the body. Another knee to the body. Controlling the head. Yep. And see, it forces Sean to sit back down, where, in my opinion, this is why I like one championship rules better, is that Sean could stay here, or whoever it is, me, blah, blah, blah. They can stay here and just be safe. Where if Merab started kneeing him in the head right here, it forces Sean to move. Instead, if he can stay here and be safe with his hand on the ground, and he can continue to knee that. So it's very, very, I would like to see this rule implemented. If you're going to have 12 to 6 elbows in one, in UFC, you might as well have knees to the opponent on the ground, because he can move, he can defend it. It's just, does he want to? If he defends it, it gives the fight to keep on progression instead of being staled here. Gets back up, knee to the face. Knee to the face again. Sean's defending. Sean has to get out. All right, now, here we go. Two to the body again. Merab's moving, catching his breath, you know, getting his heart rate down a little bit. And that's the thing too that I think people don't realize, is that Merab, ooh, nice right hand from Merab. Merab isn't your typical, like, I'm going to do a blast. He doesn't like do a duck walk shot here. That's why I think the knees on the middle aren't working as much, is because Merab keeps his head up when he engages. It's more his head's here instead of down here when he shoots. As of right now, when I'm watching. Like his head's up all the time. High kick. Now look where Sean is. Up. Nice switch from Sean. Grabs that foot. Yep. Once again, the shot was more of a push. Look, now he's running Sean down to the cage, trying to. Goes with the shot. Right hand off that. Woo! Boy, beautiful 1-2 from Sean. But look at the rate of fire of the shots that are landing right here. Look at this. 49, 18 to 18. So he's already outlanded Sean in every single round. Whether it's what shot's harder, I don't care. It's too hard to dictate what's harder, what's not. Yep. And all these feints up top, nice right hand. There's that knee up the middle. And see, Sean can get away with that because he's taller. So he can just lift his knee up to hit Merab because Merab's shorter. It's something that the Japanese would do to me each time. Wiki Nishura would do it to me. He's fucking 5, I think he was 5'11". And that movement right there, that feint and come across the void and with their stop hands is a good way for Sean to get closer to Merab. But remember, when Sean gets close to Merab goes underneath him and gets a takedown. But all these feints that Merab is doing, like with the hands, it keeps Sean at bay. And the inside's doing good for Merab as well. He's getting closer. Sean realized that. He starts getting off the cage. Southpaw. Makes up the puzzle, goes back to orthodox, back to southpaw. He's loving that 2 to the body. That's been like a shot he keeps going back to that well. Nice jab from him. And this is what Sean's gonna have to do the whole entire time in the fight is move like this and hit. Move, hit, move, hit, move, hit, move, hit. Once Merab gets him down, there's that shot right there. There it is. Okay. That's what I like. I told Sean when we trained that I like getting on people's faces. I like to get on their eyes, elbow, do that stuff. You get the head up. Because pushing the chin up just doesn't do it. And see that snake thing, that leg ride. Let me see if he's doing it. Henry does this too. I'm gonna do a mighty journey with Merab, and I'm gonna tell him I'm gonna feel that top pressure. I want to feel how strong he is. See, I disagree with Herb saying that. I disagree with Herb just said. It's because Merab is tenderizing the meat. He's beating Sean. Sean needs to work to try to get out, but not Merab. Merab, it's like you're playing chess. I'm in a dominant position. You need to do something. So for Herb, I'm assuming he said that to Merab. If he said it to Sean, okay, I agree with it. But Sean's trying to get up. But he's in half guard. Doesn't mean, like, I'm in half guard. I'm progressing. I don't have to work. I could sit here and hit you in the body and the head. It's a fight. If you're in the street and that was happening, everybody's gonna think the guy on top is winning. So I don't know why he said work. How many see this?
Right off. Yes.
Yes.
Because even if Sean is able to win, Omar's probably thinking to himself, "You need to work. I can do this."
Yeah, that's fucking stupid.
Telling him he needs to work.
That's stupid as fuck. Yep. You cannot allow the ref cannot allow the emotions of the crowd to dictate the fight. That's not his sole job here. Herb Dean's sole job here is to make sure nobody dies and no fouls are committed. That's his only job. That is it. Not to please the crowd, not to please Dana White, Hunter, the corner man, the judges. His job is to make sure nobody dies and no fouls are committed. That is it. Okay? It's not hard. I mean, it is a hard job, but it's not that hard. Walk around and, you know, he knows what's going on. Right? Rob's doing a good job of staying compact on Sean. He's riding the hell out of that knee too. Like, he's bringing that knee in, and then he's also got this knee across. So it's like, if he passes all the way, it gives Sean an opportunity to push off the side control. Right? And so he's keeping that knee right there in his hip. So it's hard for him to get up. Now he's going after that post. Now he's up. He's got it locked. There's that knee to the leg. Boom. And I always say about this, guys, if that knee to leg didn't hurt so bad, then why did every single athlete, they put their hands down there and block it? Keep that in mind. That's why they do it, because it fucking hurts. Oh, takes that leg out. Strikes again. Floating. Sean's got a butterfly guard. Merab's beating the body up. Beautiful elbow from Merab. This is what Merab does so well. Going back to that guillotine. Yeah, 61-6. Oof, 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 oof. Yeah. That's the thing, man. Merab can just go and go and go and go. And he's just done it time and time again from athletes from all different styles. Right? And that's a good way to, I kind of agree with DC just said. Take your time on the feet. Eventually, Merab's going to come to you. And if you're in a better position when you hit Merab, maybe you might land that KO shot, right? But Merab's grappling is so damn good. And he's, like I said, the word on the street is, I'm about to text Aljo right now. I'm like, how strong is Merab? Like, how strong? right? So it's been a minute so far of no engagement whatsoever. A minute of no engagement. Okay, there's that takedown. Boom. Took a minute and 20 seconds for him to get there. Already he's passing guard. Starts punching. Walks to the cage. Starts kneeing those legs. That's a leg kick every single time. It hurts. It hurts. Like I said before, that's why he keeps on. Merab's probably talking to the corner right now. See, that's something that the ref should not say. Work. What do you think Merab is doing right now? See, that's bullshit. Yeah, I agree. The ref should not tell him. He's literally... If he should say, hey, Sean, work, or I'm going to stop the fight. You're looking like you're taking too much damage. That's how I feel. But once again, the crowd is, you know, dictating what the rep wants. So I will love to have Herb Deem on the Mighty Cast in person. I would love to have him. Ooh, he almost slipped there. It's a push kick. High kick. Blocked. That takedown. And that's where I think the fight has to continue right there. Is once he fails the takedown, he's got to be all over him. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. That hurt. That hurt. That hurt. But Merab's recovered now. That hurt again. That, I'm not gonna lie to you. Sean hit me with it. It fucking hurt. Like, it's very deceptive how fast he throws it and how long he is. It gets there and it sinks right in there. Like, it, granted, he had shoes on when he hit me with it, but I don't imagine, you know, when you have those last feet and the toes get there. There's it again. And Merab is just watching the time. He knows he's won. He's won like 4 rounds out of the 5. And this is where it comes to like strategy and gamemanship, right? It's a fight, but it's also a sport where Merab's up 4 rounds. He doesn't have to take any damage. He can get a 10-8 round and still win the fight. So it's almost as Sean O'Malley has to do something. And you can see how Merab's like, I'm going to take my time, chill. I won this fight. You know, I don't have to do anything. Even if they were to score the fight as a whole, like one championship, Merab was still won. That's a thing that Sean went to a lot. Like, his biggest success in this fight was to the body. Yep, another takedown right there again. And that's how Merab got it done. And here's the thing. Merab can do the exact same thing in this fight, right? This style that he's been able to implement against everybody will work again on Sean. The thing that Sean's got to be able to do is Sean's got to make the difference of like, I'm going to fight you in the wrestling. I'm going to fight you in the clinch. I'm going to make sure that when you come in and grapple me, when this grappling exchange is over, I'm going to come out walking a lot better than you are, because that's what's going to happen in this fight. So boys, if you enjoyed this breakdown, please leave a like, subscribe, and also hit the bell to normally go live.